It's your girl, Liepac, baby. From the boot where the real ones talk slick and walk heavy. She don't do rumors, she do receipts. If you said it, she got it. If you did it, she show it. Truth teller, big stepper. That's Liepac, baby, no pressure. No pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure. Yeah, truth teller, big stepper. That's Liepac, baby, no pressure. No pressure, no pressure, no pressure. Yeah. Straight out of Louisiana, she don't duck, no smoke. Call her the queen of receipts, she keeping folks woke. From fake friends to baby daddies getting exposed. If it's messy, she gon' clean it up. Real talk mode. Independent, raw and loud with it. She ain't scared of nothing, she proud with it. So if you coming fake, don't step in her lane. She call names and receipts, gon' explain. Truth like, baby. All truth, all gas, no brakes. Truth teller, big stepper. That's Liepac, baby, no pressure. No pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure. Yeah, truth teller, big stepper. That's Liepac, baby, no pressure. No pressure, no pressure, no pressure. Yeah. It's Liepac, baby. All truth, all gas, no brakes. Yeah, all truth, all gas, no brakes. 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 No brakes.
Yeah, you tuned in to Liepac, baby. She don't follow trends, she follow facts. Receipts ready, energy heavy. Let's go.
L-U-P-A-C, baby don't play, she speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back, all receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth, got respect on her neck. I-N-D-E, yeah, she grinding with ease. P-E-N-E-N-T, bring in truth to the streets.
Go. She don't do drama, she drop data. Scroll the page, now or later. You'll see lies get exposed and the fake get froze like refrigerators. Name ring bells like second line. Speak real, no need to lie. She from the south with a strong survivor. Snakes don't make it out alive.
L-U-P-A-C, ain't no faking on the screen. Call a judge, call a jury, she deliver with that heat. You won't cut, but she got truth, no sugar in her speech. Independent, bold and real, this Liepac, baby, capiche.
They scrolling, she exposing. They trolling, she compose. See, Liepac don't just react, she decode what's not disclosed. From screenshots to timelines, receipts in real time. You playing checkers, she playing chess. Every move defined. Got that hustle in her bones. No cosign built to own. Views go up when she speak up. This platform here a throne.
L-U-P-A-C, baby don't bend, she speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back, all receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth, got respect on her neck. I-N-D-E, yeah, she grinding with ease. P-E-N-D-E-N-T, bring in truth to the streets. L-U-A-C, baby don't bend. She that truth in your feed when the lies get blown. Y'all watching, y'all lurking, but she grown. L-U-A-C, baby don't bend. She that truth in your feed when the lies get blown. Y'all watching, y'all lurking, but she grown.
This ain't gossip, this ain't rumors. This is real talk, backed by real proof. Welcome to Liepac, baby, where every video got purpose.
Hey y'all, happy Thursday. Thursday night, that is. What is up, everybody? Shout out to y'all. Y'all, I was not going live today. I was not going live today. I had to watch. I got 2 shows I've been watching, child. So I've been taking a little light break, little light break. But I was in Creesha's live. Shout out to Creesha. Make sure y'all go over there and support. I think it's Cree's Conversation Lounge, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure y'all go support Creesha over there. So, I heard a little one too, about my live yet. Well, not particularly specifically about my live, but um just we gonna pull out the receipts basically. Y'all see the caption, y'all. I'm tired, y'all. I had a long day, but I still had to come do this little 1-2 nightcap. Cause what we not finna do, okay? What we not finna do, y'all know one thing about me, and I'm gonna get into my shout outs and stuff like that. But y'all know one thing about Pac is I will not read something on my live stream if I don't have the receipts to back it up. Like, come, they should know me by now. They should know Pac by now. Okay? Pac is in full effect, baby. Oh, child. Hopefully I can get through this live without falling asleep on y'all because I am so sleepy, but I had to. I just had to. I felt like it was needed, because this is so ridiculous. Like, I don't understand. First of all, one thing I'll never grasp about, I ain't gonna say just this sector because I'm pretty sure it could go on in other sectors also because there's a lot of beef in sectors on YouTube, period. But one thing I'll never be able to grasp or get with is the fact that why is it that certain bloggers have to insult, drag, degrade, just why is it that certain bloggers have to do that to get their content across? I don't understand it. I run a very clean platform. I don't have to drag nobody. I don't have to cuss nobody out. I don't have to do none of that. I don't have to insult other bloggers just to, make my content stick. I don't have to do none of that. I don't understand why is that necessary. Like, why is your content indicative of other people's platforms? It's not making sense to me. Why is it necessary? But you know what? It has a lot to do with the supporters too. It have a lot to do with bone carriers. But another thing I will say is if you are a blogger or a content creator, and you still if you've been doing this for well over a year and you still allowing bone carriers to tell you certain things and you just run with it on your platform, you need to retire. You need to give it up because that's the quickest way to get sued. One, because people tend to carry bones and a lot of those bones be deceptive. A lot of them be deceptive. And y'all know for a fact one thing. Now, for the most part, I can say is that shout out to my supporters because y'all don't do the bone carrying in my chat. Like, that hadn't been done in a long time. So I appreciate y'all for that. Even though I don't certain comments I don't even read anyways, but shout out to y'all for not doing that because it it starts a lot of drama, unnecessary drama. And I just don't like that. Like, as a blogger, you guys to get your chat together. Like, they supporting you, they looking up to you. You guys to get your chat together. If you allowing your supporters to carry you bones without you verifying if that is actually true, baby, they sending you all. You supposed to be the leader. That's your platform. That's crazy to me. But anyways, let me see who we got in here so we can get it crack a leg. I got a few more things to say before I pull up these receipts though. Let me go up to the top. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Baby, y'all cutting up in that chat. Y'all came in here so quick. Let me find out. Y'all came in here with the quickness. What's up, integrity? You just say Liepac, baby. That's what they call me for some reason. I'm the liar. Okay, listen. I'm the liar with the receipts. But you know what? Shout out to y'all because y'all don't play about me. And one thing y'all can always say is Pop gonna have a receipt. So y'all don't ever have to take my word for it. I won't ever just tell y'all anything or not give y'all context. Anytime I do my content, I'm breaking it down. I'll never leave y'all confused. It's gonna always come with the clarity. Period. Like, child. Anyway, hey Trina Michelle, I love you more, my girl. Hey Kira, Miss Lolita, Cindy Change. I'm gonna go through it fast, y'all. Down south, we got Queen Lily, KB Mommy, Yolanda, Love Cat in the building, Miss Jackie, Scorpio Stings, Miss Cheryl, Miss Lisa, Tyrese with the T, Miss Lynette. We got Queen Sag in the building, Kim Kobe, Tokyo Blues, Miss Elisa, Show Nuff, Toya Wick. Shout out to my green team, period. Latte Eminem, I'm chosen. Love you down, girl. Thank you for that super, my love. Miss Gigi, Miss DeReese, Miss Jackie Moore, Miss Deborah Kennan, Miss Fila. Shout out to all my beautiful minds in the building. Thank y'all for holding on the chat per usual. We got Miss Fila, we got Black Knight, Deborah Kennan, Latte in the building. Shout out to the unicorn. We got Miss Janice Willie, Miss Gloria, Miss Gigi. We got Miss Wendy, corporate thugging with Mika in this bit. Shout out to you, my love. Kathy B. Who else? Let me see. Let me go down. Miss Tracy, Erica. We got Miss Sherry. We got Cece, Rakita. We got, hold on, 214K. I hope I said that right. I hope I said that right, girl. Who else? Let me see. Let me see. Miss Angela B. Black Forney. Shout out to you for the soup. I appreciate you. Thank you, Toya. I appreciate you also, my girl. Who else? Let me see, y'all. I'm forever chosen my varieties. We got Miss Cheryl Steele, Miss Miriam. And I ain't gonna do everybody because it's almost 400 people in here already. So that's a little too much, y'all. Love me. Miss Rebecca Belton. Who else? Let me see. Miss E. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Happy all day in the building. Y'all, I was rushing, but it really was last minute. Y'all see how soon I made that well that I had that thumbnail already made because I always make an extra one anytime I make my thumbnails the day before just in case. But I wasn't planning on going live today. So that's why it kind of took me a little minute today, even though I'm always late, but I had to shower and all of that, y'all. So yeah. Hey Taisha, hey Bianca Pear, Miss Judy. Who else? Christina, Queen Money Stogan, Yumika, Miss Wendy. We got Kelly, Miss Marlena, Anita, Miss Lenora. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Miss Lysanda. Shout out to you, my love. And I'm gonna stop it there, y'all, because I'll be shouting y'all out all night. It's a lot of y'all in here. So a collective hey to everybody that been pulled up in the chat. I love all of y'all collectively, equally. Okay, period. I do gotta get to the bottom though, because I don't like to fall behind on my comments, child. So we definitely gonna get to the bottom. And if you send me a super and I skipped over it because I jumped to the bottom of the comments, I will shout them out at the end of the live. I appreciate y'all. So y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. I was on it early, like what we not gonna do is make it seem like Liepac made Ish up or took Ish out. And the crazy part is, y'all, if you was in my live yesterday, and shout out to y'all, because your girl, that live is over 8K, baby. Period. Clock that T, okay? But the only reason why I didn't put the receipts on the screen is because it was so much. And I would have had to redact all those receipts. Because what we're not gonna do is dox nobody. I will not put out nobody's personal information or none of that. And y'all know for the most part, anytime it's dealing with court records, I do that in members only. Like I say that exclusively for my members, but because of what it was, I decided to drop it publicly. But it was just too much to put on the screen to upload, send to my email and all of that. But I'm making a slight little exception tonight. I didn't uploaded the text messages and I think the lease, but I had to redact it. So that's another thing why it took me so long, y'all, to get on the live. But it is what it is, child. If we gotta, just drop a little 1-2 to prove a point. But one thing I learned about this sector is, at this point, it don't matter what you do. These people, these overgrown people, gonna believe what they want anyway. The fact that they can run with something something that doesn't have receipts, the receipts definitely don't matter. And y'all know I always tell y'all, don't just take my word for it. Go look for yourself. It's public record. Everything that I get, that I come across, that my sources send me is all public record. We ain't just grabbing no no info that's not accessible, like court documents, police calls, body cams. All of that is public record, y'all. You just gotta know where to get it, okay? And just shout out to my sources because they be standing on business, okay? Period. But just like go look for yourself. Don't allow bloggers to have you confused after the live stream. If you confused, that mean they ain't do their job correctly. Period. You shouldn't have to ask no extra questions or none of that. I gave a whole lot of clarity yesterday. I read the text. I read the lease. What else? The dispossessory response and all of that word for word. I didn't take nothing out. I didn't add nothing in. I read it as is. And I gave my opinion on it. That's it. And I feel like I was still, even though I don't support law on you, I feel like I still was being fair because I was saying, even with reading the stuff, that hey, okay, this could go either way, y'all. Based on my opinion and what I'm looking at, it can go either way. So I feel like I still was being fair because it's not personal for me. It's not personal for me at all. So I'm not gonna lie on that girl. Like, why would I do that? I'm too genuine for that. I'm not about to be on my platform lying on nobody for what reason. She make herself look the fool by herself. She don't need no help. She don't need no help. Janelle don't need no help. Okay, so we ain't doing that over here. We keeping it all the way 100, all the way truthful. We're gonna always drop the receipts to back it up. If I don't have a receipt, I'm not dropping it. Period. I don't do stuff like that. I don't care how juicy it is. I'm not dropping it if I don't have a receipt to back it up. Because one thing we ain't finna do is get sued either. Period. What else? What else did I want to say before I jump into these receipts? Oh, let me say this too, because I don't know where this came from. But y'all know, if you look at my thumbnail from yesterday, matter of fact, it's exactly the same today. The only difference is it's a different color. But where did I say on my live yesterday that this girl got evicted? I never said that. So I'm confused how that even got started. I never once said she got evicted on my live yesterday. But what I can say is maybe somebody took what I sold Latte in the live and ran with it. Because when when I see Latte come in the live yesterday, I said, "Oh, Tay, you gonna enjoy this because you remember when your girl was over there clowning people for getting evicted." That's what I said. I never said she got evicted. If I felt like she got evicted, I would have put it in my caption or on my thumbnail because that's clearly clickbait, baby. Like I would have added it to it because everybody love a little juicy tea. Instead of putting broken, I would have added evicted. But I didn't put that because I didn't feel like there was an eviction, even though the landlord filed it as so. So technically, it's not a lie because that's how he filed it. He was the one that was renting to her. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I didn't say that. So that's another thing. I wish people quit putting words in my mouth or carrying deceptive bones and then people running with it. Stop doing that. That's so ill. That's so classless. Ill. All right, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Got me missing my show. Um, if y'all would like to donate to me monetarily, you can cash at me $sign Liepac 2. You can also buy me a coffee. Shout out to my coffee people. You can also support me by getting a super chat or super sticker. Y'all know I always set a little goal of 15. It ain't much, it ain't mandatory, but it's greatly, greatly appreciated because it contributes to the revenue of this particular live stream. Run me up, y'all, because I'm supposed to be in bed right now. Okay? I literally said I'm a herping through this little 1-2 to prove this point, even though I didn't have to, because I know my supporters know what time it is. But for the ones in the back, just to add a little egg to their face, we're going to drop the receipts. Now, if people don't believe the receipts, then I don't know what to tell y'all. Maybe y'all need to question who y'all follow. Because at the end of the day, the receipts is the receipts. The receipts that I have is the receipts that Laonia and her landlord submitted to the courts. It is what it is. That's the receipts. Like, okay? So I don't know what to tell them, y'all. I don't know what to tell them. But yeah, That's what she submitted. Y'all girl submitted those receipts, baby. She submitted them text messages between her and the landlord. The landlord didn't give that yet. And I'm pretty sure because one thing I said in Cree Live a little earlier is that one of the things that I noticed after I got off my live yesterday, y'all, and I'm gonna show y'all this when I pull these text messages up, is that um the very first screenshot text message that Laonia sent to the courts, she didn't show the text that her landlord sent her for her to respond to. All you can see is where it says Saturday, August 2nd, and then she's responding by saying, "Oh, I can't pay 3,100." But where is his text? Like, what did he send you for you to say that? That I feel like that information would have changed the game with this situation because it would have showed a date and all that. It could have basically showed me if he, like with time frame, how he was coming on his end. So I could have been even more non-biased in the situation if I would have seen the date of when he sent the message to her, if that makes sense to y'all. Because he was supposed to give prior notice as well that even though it's in his lease agreement, lease contract, that he can go up on the lease at any time or whatever. Well, not any time, anytime the lease is over, he can go up 8% if he wants to, if he chooses to. But it still said that he had to give, I think, 60-day notice also. So that text message that he sent would have been very important. But she didn't provide that. So that was kind of red flaggish for me. Thank you, Miss Robin, for the coffee. I appreciate you, my love. That was kind of red flaggish for me. So that kind of made me feel like she had something to hide with that and not him, because why didn't you provide that part? Like that would have told a lot. You were definitely fair, but they will always twist it because they're being exposed. And here's the thing, y'all. This situation ain't even worth lying on. Like it ain't even that deep. I'm confused. Like what is it there to lie about? It's in the paperwork. Like it's not even that serious. They could have just let it go and this would have rolled over on to the next set of teeth in a couple business days. Like they literally make it worse for her. Why lie? And then especially when receipts are involved and then you got people who can literally drop the receipts to clear it up. Like the lies be unnecessary. Like why would I lie? I'm trying to figure out what did I lie about though, because I was reading the paperwork. I was literally reading where what lie was told. With me reading it, if I lied, that means Laonia and the landlord lied too, because I read what they submitted. So I'm a little confused. At what part was the lie? Child, I'm just how they misconstrued. Listen. They construed what I said in my Laonia voice. All right, so let me get to the bottom of these comments so I can pull up and hurry up and get through these text messages. I'm gonna try to run through it fast, but y'all know I be talking, baby. Y'all know I be talking. So, but I'm gonna try to get through them fast because it's late. I know we gotta work in the morning. Them cheering gotta get to school on the bus, all that good stuff. All right, hold on. Let me start putting them on the screen. Okay. Give me a second, y'all, because it's 16 text messages. This is now y'all gonna see why I didn't add all this to my screen yesterday, because it's a lot. It's a lot, but I knew that I had them so that if I was challenged, I could pull them up, baby. It wouldn't have been no issue. Yeah, I don't want to put this one because I got the other one redacted. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll start at I hear your frustration. Hold on, y'all. Hold on to your love. Okay. 1, 3. Go back. Um, I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming. I can't let nobody hold me down. These hoes could never hold me. Okay, got a few more. Ooh, Lord. I see why I didn't do this yesterday. Why people gotta make it difficult? Like, I don't understand. Like, why am I feel like I'm being watched? Like, why is that necessary? Y'all know I don't listen. If my content had to depend on me dragging another fellow coworker, because that's how I look at everybody, like coworkers. We all got individual platforms. We all get a different paycheck. Like, imagine, well, I ain't gonna say real life because this is real life too, because this is a business, but in person. Imagine if you in person and you on your job and every day you beefing with your coworkers, or just for no reason. Like, just being ugly with people. That's crazy to me. I don't understand it. Why do I have to be insulted because you don't agree with what I'm saying? Make that make sense. Y'all don't never hear me over here insulting not one blogger or content creator because they don't exist in my content. Like, make it make sense. The content is the influencer. I'm not understanding that. You can, and the crazy part is we can still do content on the same people, have a different opinion, and coexist and just keep it pushing. You don't have to insult your fellow content creators. You don't have to drag them. You don't have to do none of that. Do your content, keep it pushing. If you got a supporter that's carrying a bone, I feel like this. If they carrying you a bone to start some mess, they don't really support you for real because they trying to get you off your square. That's how I look at it. That's the ones you need to weed out, especially if you know you got that's a trigger. Because y'all, I'm professional now, but I avoid at all costs because I will pop off. That's the thing, and I don't want to. I don't want to because I consider this a business. So that's why I avoid the bone carrying and all of that. Because then the Louisiana Mo gotta come out, and I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. My son be on the internet. He not about to see me acting the fool. No, I don't do that. We ain't doing that. I'm raising kings and a little queen over here, baby. How I look, I'm on the internet cutting up, carrying on, and degrading people for no reason that I don't even know. Like, I don't get that, y'all. Maybe I never will. I didn't had my little moments where I had to, you know, get out of character a little bit, but we human. But y'all ain't seen that in a while. So y'all ain't seen that in a long while because I'm not doing that no more. I feel like all I do is raise your blood pressure unless somebody want to meet up at the airport. Other than that, child, what are we doing? Thank you, Cree. I appreciate you, my love. Thank you for my super. Mika said I'm gonna act the fool. We already know you finna show your whole ASS, okay? And I mean, different strokes for different folks, y'all. I'm not being shady or none of that. It's just I don't like that. I don't like to see us beefing. I really don't. I don't like to see that. But I mean, hey, if you gotta pop your ish, you gotta pop your ish. I ain't gonna be shade nobody or like I come in everybody chat when I can. I support it. Well, let me not say everybody because I ain't going nowhere that I feel like I'm gonna catch a bone. Okay, I mean catch a sub or in a direct or indirect sub. I'm not gonna go there, but everybody else I will come and support. Other than that, I don't have no issues with nobody. So I just don't get it. But anyways, let me start pulling up these receipts, child. Okay, y'all, let's start with this first text message. And y'all let me know in the chat also if it's something else that I need to clear up that was said that could possibly be deceptive, a lie or something like that. That they said I said yesterday, so I could clear it up. But we're gonna start with these text messages. And for the ones in the back that's not in my chat, that's not my supporters, because I know y'all watching too. These are all the text messages. Every last one of them. I want to say it was like 16 that Bree submitted. Bree submitted, emphasis on Bree. She submitted these text messages. I think it's 16. I could be off one or two, but I think it is 16 text messages. Matter of fact, let me count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I don't want to do that. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep, it's 16 text messages that she submitted as proof. Well, as supporting evidence for her response, right? So that's that. And another thing too is she didn't submit no pictures. I didn't see, because I heard in Cree Live where it was said that she submitted something about the roof leaking or something like that. No, she did not. Matter of fact, I made my source double check before I even got on this live. No pictures were submitted. I can't remember the exact number of documents that were submitted altogether, but I can promise y'all it wasn't no pictures. Okay, so yeah, it wasn't no pictures of no roof submitted. Ain't nothing about the roof in the text messages, which I'm about to show y'all right now. And if it was, I would have read it. I would have read it, because what is it gonna do me to leave that part out? How is that gonna benefit me? I'm still gonna get the same amount of views. The supporters still gonna support. So I just don't understand the why of all of this. Like, how will it benefit me to leave out something that benefits Bree? What's the point? Like, what's the point in that? I'm not gonna take nothing away. I was giving her credit yesterday, trying to be fair. Like, oh, this might, this can go either way, y'all. You never know, because some landlords do be a little grimy. But I also said I was leaning a little more towards the landlord just because he had it solidified through lease contract. That's why. Not because I don't support Bree, because of the facts. Period. All right. So let's pull up the first one. Lord, I hope they're in order. Because y'all know how it go right here. Ooh, Lord, let them be in order. I think it is. Good. Okay. I submitted them in order. They should be in order. And I'm going to do one at a time so I can take them off the screen. Let's see if I can make it big so y'all can see it clear. All right. Let me go up a little bit. And y'all can see the date. Okay. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the smoke? Y'all ready for the receipts? The receipts that were submitted? Yeah. Okay. So let me take 3 off the screen. All right. So Lowy is in the blue, y'all. The landlord is in the, I guess this is white. And it's Saturday, August 2nd at 9:53 a.m. Laonia says, good morning. And then she says, I can't sign a lease for $3,100. This is the screenshot that I was telling y'all. What did he send her for her to text him this response? That piece of information is very crucial to this text message, to these text messages, to the situation, because it will show the date. If he gave her if he gave her notice 60 days prior, so she can be aware of so she could be aware of child, I forgot. I got a brain fart, y'all. But yeah, why she didn't show that part? Why didn't you show what the landlord sent you for you to make this response? That could have worked out in her favor, or maybe it didn't, and that's why she didn't show it. So it can go either way with that part also, y'all. But she was basically responding. Child, my bad, I got distracted. Okay, so let me just read it. She says, good morning. I can't sign a lease for $3,100. So where do we meet in the middle? I could do month to month, or I could sign another lease for $2,800. Or I could provide a 60-day notice now and plan to move out by October 31st. How would you like to proceed? Right? And I ain't going to do too much commentary and too much reaction, because I did that yesterday when I read the messages. Then he responds same day, but he responds a little later at 11:17 a.m. And he says, you should have told me before. Please plan to vacate by 31st August. Well, he put 31 August, but y'all know what that means. But still pay rent for August and September, considering you gave short notice. Now, the logical would have took that as a deal because she was supposed per the lease agreement. That's what I would have been thinking about because I'm very proactive and I like to think ahead and behind, child. So I would have been like, okay, I know per the lease that I signed, I'm supposed to give a 60-day notice, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this right here and I'm gonna pay him that extra 28 and keep it cool and copacetic. That way we ain't got no issue. Because had she would have taken this like it's considering a deal, right? She would have been good. They wouldn't be going to court right now. I feel like that was fair. That was fair because any landlord, and because somebody put a college essay in my comments yesterday saying, most people don't give notices or whatever, but they're supposed to. Just because they don't do it, I don't deal in what most people do or the obvious or the non-obvious. I deal in fact based. Just because they don't give notice doesn't mean it's not a requirement. Okay, so that's for the person that put that college essay. Even though I replied back to you, but I just wanted to add that. Yeah, like it was a requirement. It was a requirement. So if he really wanted to be ugly, he could have hit her with the next 18 months, hold her liable for another 2,800 for 18 months, but he didn't do that. He said, August was her last month anyway, so she had to pay August. And he said, just pay September, considering you gave short notice. What's wrong with that? Like, what's wrong with that? Anybody would have taken that deal knowing that the lease is what the lease was. So that was that one, y'all. Let me remove this one. Okay, let's go to the next one. Gotta get through them fast. Because there's so many, child. Hopefully they still in order. Oh, this not the next one. Dang it. Wait, this is the next one. Hold on. I'm tripping. Thought it was out of order. My bad, y'all. Okay. Thought it was out of order. But it ain't. All right. So this the next one, and it says, and that's another thing that's confusing because notice how the text message says yesterday at 9:04 a.m. So we don't know what the date actually was when she finally responded to him. But I should have showed y'all this too. With the last message when he said, just pay August and September, seeing as how you gave such short notice, right? She put an exclamation mark on it. And I know anytime I put an exclamation mark, what that mean to y'all? What does that mean to y'all? That means, in my opinion, that means okay. Like, I don't have a problem with it. And it could also mean like excitement, standing on business, all of that. Different meanings for different people, child. But I took it as she was agreeing. When she put the exclamation mark on there, she didn't put a question mark. She put an exclamation. Well, she put 2 exclamation marks. So I took it as she was agreeing with him. Like, okay, and we're gonna keep it pushing, but you can't really go off of that either, child. So she sent this. She shared this. Hold on, Pop. She submitted this message also. Hey, Chatty. Hey, sister. Okay, so she said, good morning. I have all my things out. My kids tested positive for COVID, so I haven't returned yet. I was having the cleaning people come out today, but the power is out. Can you have the power turned back on? I didn't know they would turn it off so soon, right? Oh, let me say this because I did say the message say yesterday at 9:04 up here, but based on the message that she gave, we do know that she moved out on August 12th. So we can only assume that based on her moving out on August 12th, that this text message was sent after the 12th, right? That's all we can assume because she said she's already moved out. So any day after the 12th is when this message was sent. Now, mind you, her move out date wasn't until August 31st. Okay. So she says, I was having the cleaning people come out today, but the power is out. Can you can you have the power turned back on? I didn't know they would turn it off so soon, right? So he then says, why is the power off? Question mark. Are you paying the utility bills? Question mark. Can you call them? You still own the unit until September end based on lease notice. Please follow up and check. Please follow up and check. We need utility bills also paid until September based on lease notice. Okay. So then she responds and says, I already paid it. I scheduled cutoff for my move out date. So this is what threw me off, y'all. This is what threw me off. If you scheduled cutoff for your move out date, then you moved out on August 12th. So you still own the unit. Even if let's take September off, right? And I said this yesterday. Bump September. August, she is very much still binded to that lease because her move out date wasn't till the 31st. She vacated on the 12th and had all of the power cut out. So that's where he gonna get her, period. That's what he gonna get her. Regardless if she said, oh, technically by the lease, I didn't, I gave notice, even though I gave notice late. And, technically, if we're going by the lease, she was required to give a 60-day notice so that the transition can be easy for the next tenant. Period. Like, it ain't no ifs and buts about it. You can't make excuses for this situation. You have to go off of the facts and the facts only. Because guess what that court gonna do? This is how I move. The court gonna go by the contract. It's legally binding. They're going off of that. They're not going off of shoulda, woulda, coulda, ifs. Oh, this is what that person do. Oh, everybody don't give a 60-day notice. Oh, some people give it, some people. No, the judge don't do that. You sign on a dotted line, you supposed to abide by that. That's the purpose of doing it in the first place. It's to protect both parties. And in most cases, it more so protects the landlord. That I would say at least 75% of the time, it's protecting the landlord more, which is why it's crucial for the tenant to make sure you read all of the black and white, my baby. And even if you don't understand it, get you an attorney friend. Or if you don't have an attorney friend, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't charge but a couple of dollars for you, to read it and make sure you good or understand it or whatever. But that is crucial to make sure you're protected. You can tell that she ain't read that paperwork through and through. I could tell based on these text messages she really didn't. She probably was just so eager and ready to move because she was downsizing from that big old expensive house she had before this townhouse. And she probably was ready to hurry up and get in this new spot. So, yeah, I don't think she read all of that like she was supposed to. But he got her, y'all. Like, and this, I'm not saying this because I don't support her. I'm going off of the receipts. Period. At the end of the day, she had, and like I say, I'm even taking September out the fold, right? I'm taking it out the fold. That was him asking her for that courtesy. Like, because not even technically a courtesy, because it's in the contract. It's in the contract. So, child, listen, we'll see what happens on October 9th or whatever day it is. Yeah. That date, it's next month. The trial date is next month. So we'll see what happens. I will update y'all. But he got her. Like I say, remove September out the fold, right? Because that's questionable. That is questionable. But her lease ended on August 29th. No, August 31st. August 31st. She left August 12th and turned the power off August 12th because she knew she was going to move to another place. And she didn't want to be liable for that place anymore. She hurried up and hauled ass, clearly because of how she left the place. The man said on the paperwork they had trash, debris, furniture, knickknacks, all kind of ish in there. That stuff she could have cleaned herself. Ain't no cleaning company finna be removing no furniture out of no unit. Even in the text message, she say, I'm only responsible. Per Georgia law, I'm only responsible for basic cleaning. Anything else can be deducted from my security deposit. Ma'am, I last time I checked, removal of furniture, old furniture, used furniture, it doesn't fall under basic cleaning. So, child, I wish that man would have submitted some pictures, but he probably gonna have all of that when he go to court because he already made the first step. You can see he ain't playing. He's standing on business. You can see that because he went as far as to take her to court. All right, so she's okay. I read this one. Let's go to the next one. Hold on, y'all. Let me take this one down. Wait. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. And I'm not reading the comments, y'all, because I'm trying to get through this fast. Hold on. Let me tell him come warm my coffee because it did got cold. All right, let's go to the next one. We got 558 in the building. Y'all turn me up. Turn me up. Hit that like button. I don't know what the likes is doing. I did see a few people, but I ain't seen the actual number, but I seen them red exclamation marks. So that kind of told me the likes ain't liking. So I need y'all to make the likes like and not lack. I need y'all to support my little goal because it's lonely over there. Okay, period. All right, now let me pull this up. I think this is the next one. Now I gotta make sure it didn't get out of order. Just 1 minute. Go ahead. Let's see. Okay, it's in order. Good. Ooh, 16 is a lot of messages to be trying to fix up here. A lot. It's a lot. And I'm zooming in so y'all can see good. Get that man name. Okay. All right. So this is the next one, y'all. And as y'all can hear, it's going in order. So I'm not taking nothing out. Okay. I'm lit. Like you can tell the messages are aligning as they should. So, because matter of fact, the way, shout out to Bree, because the way she screenshotted, yeah, she made sure it aligned. Because a part of the other message, the last message is in this message. So, yeah, Pac not taking nothing out. All right. So she says, I already paid it. I scheduled cutoff for my move out day. All bills are paid. In order to transfer service to new home, I can't have two homes in my name, two service addresses. Shout out to the people that was putting in the comments yesterday that you can indeed have two homes in your name. As long, especially if you let them know also. If you let them know, if you let the light company know that, hey, I need the lights to stay on for move out inspection for this place, but it'll only be on for a brief period of time. But I also need, electricity at this place because I'm moving. They'll understand. I'm pretty sure they'll let you do it. Thank you too. They probably give like a maybe 3 to 5 day period or something like that. But it ain't like you keeping it on at the other place. So the landlord says you cannot schedule cutoff until September end. Please call them and update them. If a new tenant comes, then we can change. See y'all? And he's not saying she had to have the lights on the whole September. He's still trying to work with her. Because like I said, if we going off of that lease contract, he could have hit her with the next 18 months legally. He could have hit her with the next 18 months per the contract because she waited too late to say, hey, no, this ain't what it is. And shout out to her because she also let it be known in these text messages that they discussed it back in May. Okay. Oh, and that's another thing. They was never on month to month. Month to month is not even in the contract. I'm trying to figure out when did month to month come into play because per the lease agreement, per the lease contract, it says from hold on. Per the lease contract, it says Lease start date was September, child, February. Let me slow down. I'm trying to get off this live, y'all. I'm tired. It says lease start date February 16th, 2024. Last day of lease end date is August 31st, 2025. That's 18 months. That's how long her lease term was. So I'm trying to figure out, when did the month to month come into play? Because month to month is not even on her lease agreement. Somebody can help me out with that. Because yeah, it's not on the agreement. All right. So he then says, if a new tenant comes, then we can change. Until it's your responsibility, including rent, as per lease. He going by the book now. Because he sees she trying to play him. That's why he going by the book, and he keep mentioning the lease. So he then says, please confirm you are paying the September lease, rent, and utility bills, and let me know when we can arrange move out check, right? That's another thing. That's also in the lease agreement. He had to inspect, per the lease agreement, move out inspection had to be done before the utilities can be turned off. And she knew that because she signed that agreement, unless she didn't read it. Like I said, had to. That was a requirement because he provided all appliances, y'all. You can't check and see if they're still fully functional if the utilities are off. If they ain't got no water, how you gonna check the washer, the dryer? What else he had up in there? The dishwasher, disposal. How you gonna check all of that if they ain't got no electricity? He provided, even the garage key need electricity. So how is he supposed to check his home to make sure it's still fully functionable and she ain't messed it up if the power is not on? Granted, yes, he could have put it on himself, but that's not in the lease. That wasn't in the lease. Okay? All right. So let me see. Let me take this part off. Let's see. Next one. Heard the lease agreement. Yep. You right, Des. Hey, Gabby. Hey to everybody that's coming. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for coming support your girl. I see you, Miss Janine. I'm going to pull it up. Hold on. Let me hurry and re-hug y'all. Thank you for that super, my love. You say hyping you up, Pac. Keep delivering factual content with receipts, which will pave your way to a bigger platform. Okay, period. We're going to stand on that too. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. Hey, Chatty. You say month to month technically does not have to be on the lease agreement. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me know that. We know you know. Okay, period. I should have called and asked you anyway about this. I'm going to let you look at it. Matter of fact, I'll send it to you. Okay, let me pull up the next one. But you know what, too? I can see why you say it don't have to be on there, but I don't think that was discussed. I don't remember that being in the text messages where they said. The only thing I remember about month to month is when she told him that, in the very first text message, she said, I can't do 3,100. I can do the 28, continue paying 28, or I could do month to month, or I can move out by October. That's what she said. That was the only thing I seen about month to month. But we'll see. We'll go, we're gonna go through all the messages to see if that was discussed in the messages. Because I feel like if they did discuss that in text messages, that was important to submit. So let's see. Okay, this is the next one. So hold on, let me put it on my other screen so I can zoom it. Make it bigger. All right. Okay, y'all. Let me take this off. He did, Latae said he handled her very professional and stuck to the contract, period. And not just that, he was professional, he stuck to the contract, but he still was trying to work with her. But he was trying to work with her to make it beneficial for both of them. So, child, maybe she just ain't had it. So she then says, I have vacated the property and turned off utilities as I am no longer residing there. it is the landlord's responsibility to maintain utilities once a tenant has moved out. No, it's not. No, it's not. Not if you still on the lease. You moved out on August 12th. Your lease was up on the 31st. So technically, it was still your responsibility. Just because you vacated, you bind it to that lease, baby. That's imagine y'all. I know that man probably was like, "Oh my God, who is this person?" She was so, nice and good when she needed a place to stay. Child, listen. Okay, so she said I cannot and will not reopen accounts in my name for the benefit of future tenants. I will arrange for basic cleaning to be completed per Georgia law, but per Georgia law, any additional cleaning can be deducted from my security deposit. Please provide the required move out inspection list and itemized deposit statement within 30 days. Child, she got real professional on him, y'all. So he then says, you still owe 2 months notice per lease agreement, and I confirm with my attorney. Hold on, let me go to the next one. Oh no, I can go up. Hold on, y'all. I might have to go to the next one for the rest. I wonder if the rest of it is on the next message. I think it is. So what we can see so far is you still owe 2 months notice as per lease agreement, and I confirm with my attorney as per. Now we're gonna go to the next one. Because I want to make sure y'all see that I'm not leaving nothing out or adding anything in. Okay, this is what she submitted. All right, let's go to the next one. Thank God they in order. I really would be struggling. All right. So I don't ask me why it goes back to the September 2nd. That was weird to me, y'all. You know why? Because this threw me off. Let me tell y'all why. Hold on, let me pull up the first one on my phone. This part really, really threw me for a loop because I'm like, hold on, I already read this. I ain't tripping. Hold up, y'all. So, if y'all remember the very first message, hold up, let's see. This one, okay. You should have told me. Okay, wait. It say a different time. That's weird. I wonder if he sent the message to her again. No, because it hold on. On this one it say 11/17. Okay. That told me. Okay, I see what it is. I see what it is. It kind of threw me off a little bit. I think this part was out of order. But that's the way she submitted it though. So okay, y'all. So he says y'all can see the exclamation marks on this one too, matter of fact. Because she put that on his message. So I took me reading it. I know what I believe an exclamation mark to be is like standing on business or I'm agreeing with you, something like that. But everybody looks at it differently. So, but he said, you should have told me before. Please plan to vacate by 31st August, but still pay rent for August and September, considering you gave short notice. And then he say, let me know. I know what it is because with the first message that was read, um, it was out of order. It was out of order. So this is the continuation for it. So then she says, thank you for confirming that I may vacate by August 31st. The crazy part is she say that like that's beneficial to her because what she messed up at is she told the courts she didn't tell him, she didn't tell her landlord that she left on the 12th. She told the courts. Her response, this possessory notice, with her response, that's what she said she left on August 12th. Because when I look through these messages, I'm like, wait, let me make sure she didn't let him know that she moved out early. Because I thought I was tripping. Hold up. Yep. My schedule cut off for my move out date. Yep. She didn't tell him, y'all. She didn't tell him in the text messages. Well, at least not the messages she submitted. She didn't tell him she moved out early. She told the courts though. So that was confusing to me. I'm like, well, why wouldn't she let him know that she moved out early? That's why he was confused. And he was like, was you paying the utilities? Like, so she said, thank you for confirming that I may vacate by August 31st. I want to reiterate that my current lease ends on August 31st, 2025, and I am not seeking to renew it beyond that date. I understand the lease mentions a 60-day notice for non-renewal, but since we are approaching and y'all, she knew she was calculated with this. Y'all notice how she switched her tone up completely. She knew she was going to be leaving and it might be some ish. And that's why she switched her tone up, got real professional with her responses, and kept reiterating her lease end date. But that's not going to help you, my baby. Because regardless of the fact, you still vacated that man's property on the 12th, which is what you told the court in your response, and you turned off the utilities, and all of that went against the actual lease. So none of what she's saying here, this communication is going to benefit her, y'all. It's not. Like, she's saying it like, he said something wrong, and he did. Tablet on. Hold on, y'all. What, Tootie? All right, let me see. Let me take this one down. Go to the next one. Let's see. Okay, I did redact. As y'all can see, I redacted it because I ain't doxing nobody, baby. We ain't doing no doxing. So I redacted that man personal information. All right, let's go up a little bit. Where y'all see the black mark, that's me redacting his personal information. Okay. So nobody's saying, oh, she marked some stuff out. Yeah, it's personal information. Ain't nobody getting in trouble for y'all. Okay. So this is her sending the receipt that she paid August rent back on July 24th, 2025. Okay, that's what that is. So then he responded, it's my bad. I trusted you and I did not initiate the contract, but you have put me in trouble. This is not a good practice after all our 18 months tenure. Whatever it is, you should have told me. So that's him saying we had a good landlord tenant relationship for the entirety of the 18 months you've been in my property. But this is what you do now. Whatever you going through, you should have told me. That's him saying I could have worked with you. It's crazy. She heard that man feelings, baby. But sir man, in my chatty voice, this is a prime example why you can't trust everybody. Okay. Some people will, butter you up and be the nicest person ever to get into your property, solidify it, and then once they don't need you no more, just like a ninja, they gonna kick you to the curb and turn into a whole nother person. Period. This reminds me of when somebody asking you to borrow some money, they all, I'm gonna give you give me 20, I'm gonna give you 40. They be so nice, like you just want to give them the money, right? Sometimes you might even want to say, don't worry about it. But you never know you need that little 20 back, right? And then you ask them for your money that they asked to borrow, and they like, it ain't nothing but a little funky 20. Excuse me? Excuse moi? A little funky what? It wasn't funky when you needed it, when you was begging for it, when nobody else wanted to give it to you. I can't stand that. But this what that remind me of, y'all. Like she flipped the switch on this man. This man can't believe who he don't even know who he talking to at this point. He like, it's my bad. I trusted you. And I did not. And oh, let me clarify this, y'all. Where it says, it's my bad. I trusted you and I did not initiate the contract, but you have put me in trouble. This is not a good practice after our 18 months tenure. This is him saying that he should have initiated the contract the right way for the next term instead of through text message. That's what he's talking about. I could tell, I'm reading through the context, but that's what he's referring to. Instead of going through text and doing it that way, he should have did it through contract for the following, for the term that's coming up, because she was able to pull this. Even though he's still going to be protected with the contract that he already had in place with her, it's just the fact, like, he felt like she was a good person, a stand-on business type of person. So I bet he learned his lesson, though. I bet he learned his lesson. She probably is trying to move in Moose house just like Robert. Well, I don't know. Late, hold up. Shout out to you for that comment. Because I don't think so. I think she got another place. And let me tell y'all why. If y'all remember, and mind you, she moved out of the man's townhouse on August 12th per these receipts, right? So if y'all remember when she did that live, when was it? Last week with the Single Mom Network? She was in like a bedroom and she had all her pictures on the wall and this and that. That wasn't at Janelle's house. It didn't give his house. Any other time she didn't went live in his house and this and that, you didn't see none of that. Her pink chair was in there and all of that. I personally don't think that they can live together. I think that Janelle is the type of person, he like his space. If y'all remember when he dropped that video with Jacob Lattimore saying how his home is his peace, his trusted space. So if I allow you to come into my space and this and that, y'all remember that? I played that clip for y'all. But I don't think they can live together. I think she can go and stay sometimes and vice versa when she got her own place. But I don't think the way they don't get along, the way he always doing some ish, I don't think so. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it didn't look like it on that receipt. So when you get a chance to go back and look at that. Look at that video, the Single Moms Network live that she did. Because it didn't look like his place. It looked like she in her own ish now. She didn't move. And that's crazy because she should be able to move with him. That's the weird part. Like that's ain't that her man and her last baby dad? I'd be offended. Like, why can't I move with you? Ain't we together? Didn't I just have your cheering? Like, but who knows? Who knows, child? But I know one thing, that live didn't give Janelle's house. It gave very personal in her own new space, in her own new little room, child, with her pictures all on the wall. I don't even see him letting her put all those pictures of herself on his wall either. So I personally think that she got her own place again, and she put her stuff up. I think she got her own place because those walls didn't give Janelle's walls, y'all. But go check it out when y'all get time. All right. So, and shout out to the person who somebody. Okay, the reason why I remember that is because I can't remember which live I did, but somebody in the comments say, "Oh, Pac, she back at her house," right? So when they said that, I was like, "A house? That must be a new place because she moved." Because somebody had sent me the listing. Even before I got these receipts, somebody sent me the listing. That the place was up for rent, the townhouse, about 2 weeks ago. So I was like, well, if it's up for rent, that must mean she didn't moved out, right? So yeah. Then I was like, oh, okay, she didn't must when I seen that Single Moms Network video, I said, well, she must got her another place. So Exactly, Latae. He owned his house, so that's even more so of a slap in the face. You struggling to pay rent, and your man own his home. How he be kicked to the curb, kicked to the curb. Because what kind of man are you? Ain't no woman supposed to be struggling if she with a man. We ain't doing that. All right, so this is the next one, y'all. This is the continuation of the last one, as you can see where it says the agreement from the last message. All right, so it says, and this is her. She's being very professional because I feel like this was all calculated. She knew what she was doing, which is why she switched her tone up after he said, well, you need to be out by August 31st. Her whole tone changed up. And I think, but notice too that it was some days later, maybe even a week or so later, because once she sent that following message about the kids having COVID and stuff, she hadn't already moved out. So she waited a good while before she even responded back. And I think it's because she had somebody helping her with these messages. Because we all know, yeah, this ain't that. So she says, at the same time, I want to be clear that I have followed the terms of our lease. No, you didn't. You didn't, ma'am. I think I don't know if she think because she's typing it that it's gonna stand, or it's that only work with her supporters. That don't work in real court. The courts don't care what you typed. It's all about what you sign on that contract, baby. This only work with your supporters. So so it say the agreement is set to end on August 31st, 2025. And I have now formally notified you of my intent not to renew. Per the lease, automatic renewal only applies if neither party gives notice, which I have done now. Also, per the lease, the notice is supposed to be given 60 days prior. So if you're gonna go off the lease, you gotta go off the lease, baby. It does say this. The lease does say if neither party, meaning landlord or tenant, gives notice, then the automatic renewal applies. But it also, she's leaving out the fine print where it says you have to give 60 days notice also. Otherwise, it'll still apply. All they can do is assume you stand. Imagine you are a landlord and you got a tenant that's on a lease and they wait till the last month that the term ends to say, hey, I'm not staying here. And not just that, not only wait till the final month, she waited till he messaged her. As if she didn't know that was her last month on the lease also. Like, I think I would have messaged him first, seeing as how I would have been, I'm the one paying the rent. Like, that's, adult responsibility. Ain't no way in hell I would have waited that last month to be in a situation like this. I would have messaged him probably halfway through the year and been like, hey, this is what it is. Are you, because, you do have in the lease that you are entitled to go up an extra 8% on the lease, on the rent. So I just want to know early if that's what you're doing so I can make my exit if so. That's what she should have did. And she wouldn't be having these problems right now. Because it'll already be understood that she's moving out on the 31st and he could have already had somebody in place to, swap it out. But she didn't do that. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate you, my love. So that means the kids been out of school also. Well, I don't know because it depends. And to me, it depends on if let's say she moves somewhere that's, still in that area or around that area within the same school zone. Then that means that they could possibly still be in their school, but we don't know that. It hasn't been determined. So it could go either way. But we do know that it is considered very unstable for a mother to move so many times. Like, what's with all the moving? I'm not understanding it. That girl, y'all, no cap. If you've been here since the beginning, then you know this girl didn't move about 6 or 7 times since the saga started. Like she didn't move. So I remember early in the saga, with it looked like it was barely a couple months, right? Because you got to think about it. When back in October, her and RH was staying together, so that was the first house. And then once the October 14th situation happened, she immediately moved to another house. So that's house number 2. Mind you, they had just moved in that house, her and RH, because the bags was still all over the floor. That was a part of the argument because she was sitting on her ass not wanting to clean up, right? So that was house number 2. Then, no, hold on. The first house that they wasn't together, then she moved after she left out of that house, she moved into another house. I don't know if that was the one where she moved 10 minutes away from him. No, it wasn't because RH ended up, I don't know how long did RH stay in that house, y'all. I don't remember. I think she ended up moving 10 minutes away from him. I don't know if that was the second one or if it was another one also. No, I take that back. Okay. So it was the one where the DV stuff went down or whatever. It was that one. And then it was she moved 10 minutes away from I think that was a 10-minute away from him house, saying she was scared of him. And then she moved again because she tried to lie and say RH leaked her address, even though we know that wasn't true. So that's number 3. I want to say it was another one after that, but don't quote me. Then you got the townhouse, but she moved a lot of times, y'all. This girl that moved so much. And all you gotta do is really go back and look at videos throughout the saga because she would do house tours. The only time she didn't do a house tour is with her townhouse. No, I take that back. Because when she went live on YouTube a couple months ago, she was like, with the gold licks and windows. She called herself giving a tour then. Okay, so that was a half-ass tour, but she didn't move a lot. And I do know that one thing about Georgia law is them judges don't play about moms being unstable in Georgia. Well, with anywhere to be honest, but I think they about to pass a law in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, by October, which is next month, that if you didn't move more than 2 or 3 times, you are deemed unstable, and the father can get full custody. So y'all look that up. Look that up, y'all. Verified to see. Okay, let me see. Did I read all of this one? Yeah, I read all of this one. Okay, let's take this one down. But she was definitely being calculated right here. She knew what she was doing. That's why she was sending these messages. Because think about it, she using them in court, even though they won't really stand on nothing. Because the lease is what the lease is. So it really ain't gonna benefit her. Not gonna benefit her. Okay, let's put this one up. Okay, let me see. Let me say thank you, Cindy. I don't know if I said thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I mean, super sticker, my love. I appreciate you. Hey, Michelle the Bell. Okay, so she said, this is on in the blue, y'all. She said, I offered to pay month to month. I also offered to sign a new lease for $2,800. You declined both. Of course he did. The man literally said he got tattooed. He said it right here, so I'm going to get to it. Then she says, the only issue is, oh, hold on. Let me go back. Y'all see where it says I also offered to pay wait. I offered to pay month to month. And do y'all see where she says you decline both? So when did the month to month come in, y'all? What wasn't it said that she was on a month to month? I think I heard that in Creature Live. Is Creature still in here? I don't know if she in here. But wasn't it said that she was on a month to month basis? Because this is her in the blue right here. This is her in the blue. Hold on. Hold up, y'all. Wait, what is this? Okay. Am I tripping, y'all? She offered, but he declined. Yep. Yep. I forgot about this part. I forgot that it was even mentioned. I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I put these receipts up here because I forgot that part was even mentioned. She said I offered to pay month to month. I also, I mean, that was literally in the first message. Oh, Lord. You could tell I'm tired because that was literally on the first message, y'all, where she responded to him but didn't show what he texted her. That's when she said, hold on, let me pull it up. That's when she said, why is my app stripping on my phone? She said, on August 2nd, I can't sign a lease for 3,100. So where do we meet in the middle? I could do month to month, or I could sign another lease for 2,800, or I could provide a 60-day notice now and plan to move out by October 31st. How would you like to proceed? He then responds and says, you should have told me before. Please plan to vacate by 31st August, but still pay rent for August and September, considering you gave short notice. So when did she do month to month, y'all? I'm confused. Anyway, so that's that. I just want because like I said, this is her messages that she submitted to the court. So, the receipts don't lie. They don't lie. Came straight from the court. And like I say, anybody can get them in any public record. Anybody, if anybody's confused, that's not a supporter of mine, you can go get it. Go to the Georgia something website, child, and get it. Fortunately for me, I don't have to. I got several sources that send me my tea, baby. So yeah, but shout out to the source. Okay, period. So the landlord then responds and says, I have taxes increased with 200 per month. I could do 3K, 3,000. I can do four. Lord have mercy. 3,000, let me know. And then he says, all I requested is tell me up front. Then I could have planned. Now with my daughter, college admission is very difficult to manage. He basically saying, like, come on, you could have gave me the courtesy of letting me know ahead of time. We had a good tenant landlord relationship. Well, he said tenure, he was being real proper. He said tenure for 18 months, and this what you do? I'm starting to think that he was helping her too. I'm really starting to feel like he was probably, he didn't help out a few times. Because she gives after pulling this, she gives the type that they might be late on the rent, or let me not put that in. But the reason why I say that is because I'm thinking back to that message when he said, you should have told me. Wait, I hate not reading stuff verbatim. When he said, hold on, y'all. Let me see. When he said, hey, is it? When he said, whatever it is, you should have told me. To me, I took that as, you could have let me know you had something going on. I could have probably worked with you. You should have told me. That's what I took it as. What y'all think? Chatty said, I'm gonna need him to not be so chatty as a landlord. For real. You can't be too nice with them because then they start doing stuff like this. Okay? You could be nice if y'all really do have a good relationship, but it's unfortunate that she was renting from this man for 18 months and then she pulled a fast one. That's messed up. Especially if he was the type of landlord to work with her. Because you don't run into too many landlords like that. You don't run in they rare. You don't run into too many landlords that's willing to help you out, especially if you're a single mom. Like you don't run into those. So I read that part. Now let's take that down, y'all. But y'all remember where she said herself the only issue is paying 3,100. It is did I read? I didn't even read that part. Oh shoot, hold on. My bad, y'all. I'll skip straight to the blank part. So She said, I offered to pay month to month. I also offered to sign a new lease for $2,800. You declined both. So, like I said, y'all remember that part because her Creature's Live is being said that she was on a month to month or something like that. So I don't know where that came from, but it's not in these receipts. It's not in what Bree submitted herself. So then she says the only issue is paying $3,100. It is not paying what I already pay, which is $2,800. So I gave you options to continue to pay and you decline. Well, duh, of course. Any landlord would decline. Y'all, and not to mention that place, I personally feel like it was worth it. Because I seen the pictures. I seen the pictures of it. Somebody sent me the pictures maybe 2 weeks ago. And it's really nice. Like it's a really nice townhouse, y'all. No cap. So I feel like it was worth it. And if he's saying, the taxes increase, which is very much possible because that's what happens a lot of times, then I mean he gotta do what he gotta do. And that's probably why he put it in the clause, put it in the contract that he left the room for him to be able to increase the rent by 8% if need be. So it is what it is. It's not like she didn't know. It was in her contract. All right, let's take this down. It was in that lease. That's why I say it's always good to read the fine print to make sure you are protected. It's not up to the landlord to make sure you're protected. That's your job as an adult. All right. Ooh, my throat is tripping, y'all. And my coffee get cold so doggone fast, so that don't help at all. All right, so the next one, y'all. This is her writing these paragraphs in blue. So let's see. She said, why is my stuff? Okay, there we go. She said, that said, I do want to respectfully clarify that we actually spoke about this back in May. So that's another thing, y'all. The fact that she's saying that told me that you knew what time it was back in May. So I wouldn't be surprised because she said that he even asked her back then to move out immediately. So I wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't plotting to leave anyways, clearly, because you knew about it back in May. If he told you the same thing back in May, that means you knew about it already. And you still waited to the last minute to let him know, hey, I can't do it. So that means y'all already discussed it. This is going to help him in court, not you, baby. This reminds me of the time she put out audios that she recorded the truth on and then hurry up and deleted it because it backfired. Because the supporters was seeing how it wasn't helping her. So that's what this remind me of, y'all. So she say, that said, I do want to respectfully clarify that we actually spoke about this back in May. And at that time, you asked me to move out immediately. I explained, y'all, peep this though. I explained then that moving on such short notice wasn't feasible for me or my family, but she moved on short notice last month. She had to the 31st, she moved on the 12th, if not before the 12th. Far as we know, she could have moved out before the 12th and just never said nothing. Because what we seen on video was her always at Janelle's house, staying over there. Luggages, she had nothing but the suitcases at his house. He made sure he showed that. Y'all remember when he did that? He was posting that in his story when he had the little boy twin in the middle of them and the girl all the way at the end of the bed at the foot of his bed in her crib. Yeah. He showed all of her suitcases over there. So, and that was months ago. I wouldn't be surprised if she ain't been checked out, but just was, possibly paying her lease over there just in case her and Janelle break up again, or you never know, child. And that's why I don't believe she will ever fully move in with Janelle because their relationship is not stable, y'all. They break up too much. They break up entirely too much. So I don't think she trusted enough to not have her own place Because if they break up, where's she gonna go if she ain't got her own place? Back with her daddy. She got to move to North Carolina with Water in Latte voice. So she said, I explained then that moving on such short notice wasn't feasible for me. Y'all know she ain't put no words like that, child. Somebody who say construed and not misconstrued, talking about wasn't feasible for me or my family. So I chose to honor the full lease term and stay through August. Make that make sense? You know what? I want to know. She says, so I chose to honor the full lease term and stay through August. I want to know what actually happened though. Because if if he asks for the next term and saying he had to go up to 3,100 because of taxes, she was still paying the 28. Remember? So I wonder what was said back in May for him to tell her to move out immediately. I wonder what happened back then. Because he didn't go up on the lease. So that's interesting. That's interesting. It's a lot of context missing. So she says, let me go up. So while I may not have given a formal written notice at that time, this has been discussed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The judge ain't gonna go off of he say, she say. And then she says, and I've remained in alignment with the terms of the lease, which ends August. Technically, you didn't, because you didn't give the notice. You still I don't think she's getting it, y'all. Regardless of what she's saying here, she didn't abide by the lease. You didn't give the 60-day notice. That way that man could be prepared and have somebody for immediate move-in, because that's all landlords. No, rentals are investments. Rentals are investments. Landlords want the investment to be occupied at all times, because if it's not, they're not making any money. They're losing. They're losing. So it was in his best interest to have somebody to move in immediately. So by you not giving notice, and you gave notice the same month, the month that your lease ended, it didn't give him time to find another. Because here's the thing, that takes time. Units don't always get rented out immediately, y'all. Sometimes it takes months for people to see your listing or whatever. So he could have went months. Well, he could possibly go months because it's available now. It could take months before he actually rents that unit out, and that's a lot of money to be losing out on. 3,100, child. Which is why he taking her to court. I can see why he taking her to court, because yeah, this ain't no Section 8 situation, baby. That man, like, he's standing on business. He got the attorney on deck and all of that. And she walking up in that pro se. You better get ready. She better get ready, because guess what? You can't. The judge ain't gonna let you have no laptop or no phone pulling up Chat GPT to see what to say next in court. Okay. And another thing too, they ain't gonna let you ask nobody, no professionals in court, about law terms and what to say and this and that while you in court. You gotta stand on business. So if you won't be up in that pro se, you better make sure you ready. Hey Ebony, what's up, my love? Yep, she better make sure she ready, because that man ain't playing. He already didn't mention his attorney. Not to say he gonna have his attorney there, but he mentioned what his attorney told him. So let me see. Let's pull up the next one, you all. Oh, it's 10:30. Oh, hold on, let me see. I'm so slow with these doggone receipts, because I like to break it down, talk, give clarity. I can't just read something to y'all and or add context and make something up. I can't do that. I gotta read it for what it is, then I'll give clarity or my opinion on it, because I want to make sure y'all know what's going on. That's just me. All right, let's see. So she says, so while I may not have given a formal written notice at, okay, so basically what she did, This is why I said, y'all, they can't say that I took anything out, left anything out, added anything in, because the way she shot the messages, she made sure a piece of the last message was in the message moving forward. Okay, period. That's why it sounded like I'm reading the same stuff over and over because of the way she screenshot them. So while I may not have given a formal notice at the time, this has been discussed and I've remained in alignment with the terms of the lease, which ends August 31st. I'm not asking for anything outside of what we originally agreed to. You don't have room to ask for nothing. He's the one that's being put in a bind. Yes, your lease ended on August 31st, but you move out on the 12th and cut the utilities off, which puts him, I don't know how she's not getting it, y'all. It put him in a bind because not only can he not fully assess the damages, 18 months is a long time for somebody to be in your property, on your property, renting your property, and over time appliances wear and tear. They get messed up, and if you ain't cleaning them properly, child, they'll be ruined even shorter notice. Okay, so you never know how his things was left up in that place, which I'm pretty sure he know now, because that's why he taxing her on the 12K, baby, and that's not even including all the other stuff because he wasn't to check all the appliances and stuff because of the utilities being off. So he might be adding on even more to, because that man said it had the ceiling was and let me finish this one and let me explain that part, right? Because I had somebody in the comments who clearly watched my live but didn't listen to it. Okay, we're gonna say it like that, because I literally broke everything down and gave 100% clarity when I went live yesterday. Did I not, y'all? Let me know. If y'all left my live fully understanding this situation, let me know in the chat. Because I know I ain't tripping. I know I ain't tripping, right? So then she says, and I'll take a look at my finances and let you know about the 3K, right? Well, my thing is, it ain't but $200 more. So if you gotta look at your finances, that means you can't afford it. Because what's $200 more? Like, make that make sense. If you could pay $2,800, I personally think that she could no longer pay the 28 either, and she was trying to find that out. Even though she told him, I'll continue paying the 28, but what's $200 more for a very nice place, a place where your kids are good, it's safe, they in school, you ain't gotta uproot them again. Like, I don't know, child, but hey. Maybe she's budgeting even more now, since the bag ain't really bagging how it was. She might be on a stricter budget. So 200 is a lot for somebody that's on a strict budget. But so let me get to this, right? Because child, I forgot what I was gonna say, y'all. What was I gonna say? That's how you know I'm tired. The soul of a woman. Shout out to you, my love. Thank you for tuning in. The roof situation. Lord, I am sleepy. So let me say this. When I went live yesterday, when I read y'all because the landlord submitted a paper that he wrote with estimates and like the price. Well, that is the estimates, the damages and the estimates. He submitted, right? And one of the things on that paper was that the ceiling was leaking. It was a bad ceiling leak. Okay. So I clearly explained this yesterday. This is for the ones who came in the comments and said, how is she responsible for the roof? If you are in somebody else's property, if you are renting somebody else's property, she was in that man's property for 18 months. That's a long time. Okay. If she did not, and I literally broke all this down yesterday. If she did not report to him that there was a ceiling leak, then she is liable. That's how. Because guess what? That's a long period of time for it to get worse and worse and worse and worse when he could have nipped it in the bud when she first seen it. Because I'm pretty sure there was no ceiling leak when she moved in initially. And if it was, I wouldn't have moved in. Because I ain't moving nowhere where the ceiling is leaking. Okay? Because that's when mold come and all of that. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. And she pregnant with twins and all that, child. And shout out to the person who said this, because I remember when Momo said that they had buckets in there because the ceiling was leaking. Why was you staying in there? And not just why was you staying, why didn't you notify your landlord? Because y'all, this is why I said also that unit, that townhouse is very, very nice in a very nice neighborhood. The man literally was paying for HOA. Like, it's a nice neighborhood when the landlord paying for HOA. Okay? That told me that ain't no way in hell she reported to that man on that very nice townhouse that the roof was leaking and he didn't get it fixed. Ain't no way in hell. I don't believe that. And let me say this. There was no receipt that was submitted by her supporting that claim. No receipt. The only thing she even said, matter of fact, she didn't even go into detail, was on the dispossessory report where she said that it was frivolous, or hold on, let me quote it word for word. Let's quote it word for word. On her dispossessory response, she said, hold up, y'all, let me find it. Okay, it says, plaintiff should have filed a civil action. Wait, hold on. Civil action if money was owed. Denial of non-payment claim. Defendant denies owing the alleged $2,800. Defendant paid August 2025 rent in full. See Exhibit B. No rent was owed after vacating. 4. Denial of damage claim. This is her denying it. Defendant denies causing the alleged $12,000 in damages. Defendant demands strict proof. Normal wear and tear is not recoverable under Georgia law, right? That told me she ain't never told that man about the roof, because she would have put it in the claim. Ain't no way in hell I'ma deny a claim and not say I'm not paying for that roof. I let you know that the roof was leaking and I got the proof to show it in text, because anybody that's renting know that you're going to always get the proof in text, which is why she did this. This is the context, y'all. This is where the logic is coming in at. This is why she was so calculated with these text messages. But you mean to tell me you don't have no proof of you telling this man that that ceiling was leaking and I need you to come out immediately because this is where me and my kids are staying and I'm paying you $2,800 a month and I'm not paying no more $2,800 if you ain't come and check on this roof, goddamn it. Who the hell finna pay that much in rent and be having buckets in their house for the water to drip? Job. We can go get some raggedy for that. Like, what we doing? Ain't no way in hell. Y'all don't remember when Momo was she on her daddy live and she said they had buckets? I wish I got that receipt too. I don't know. I'm about to look for it. But Momo said they had buckets in there because the ceiling was leaking. I think she stopped worrying about it because she was always at Janelle's house. So she just let it linger on and she ain't said nothing. That's what I personally think. Because why else was it not mentioned in her response? Ain't no way in hell you gonna charge me. Hold up. Let me go back. Let's see. Because he said damages not assessed. Wait, I read that. I read this yesterday. But this is the wrong one. Hold on. Because he still said he need the utilities on. But I did read this one to y'all yesterday where he said damages incurred so far, $12,030 in September rent. He put that on there too. Okay, let me see. Where's the damages? Okay, it say description job. Fix leakage in the hall and damages. Leakage in the hall, y'all. And damages. Drywall. which tells me it got some holes in the wall, okay? And roof damages, fix and deep cleaning, $4,350, $4,350. And then it say color damages, paint for walls, and door trim and ceilings, $6,800. So I'm thinking that if he paying $6,800, that means he gonna repaint the whole house, all the trim, everything, which is standard. Now I don't know about paying almost no 7,000 for some paint, but that townhouse is fairly large. So, and in Georgia is a little expensive. So, they probably charge more out there because paint ain't cheap. When you get other people to do it, ain't cheap. It's cheap when you do it yourself, but that don't mean it's gonna come out good, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So did he say leftover furniture, bulk trash, cleaning services, 500? Ain't nowhere on the Georgia law does it say that bulk furniture, leftover furniture, bulk trash, or cleaning where this say basic cleaning services for basic wear and tear, or it can come out the security deposit. That's crazy. And then it says utility connection charges. He had to pay $300 to turn the utilities back on because she moved out on the 12th and not the 31st. So regardless, she's liable. I don't understand, what are we doing here? Like, she's liable, period. So hold on, y'all. But yeah, like I was saying, think about it, y'all. This is a very, very nice townhome. Ain't no way, who the hell finna be paying somebody $28, almost $3,000 a month, and the roof is leaking to where you gotta put buckets in there. Ain't no way. And I guarantee you, if she even, y'all, think about it. If this girl provided proof to the court saying, hey, of a text message between her and her landlord, of her telling her landlord, hey, the roof is leaking, I need you to come see about it, in the hall. Because I ain't gonna just say roof, but he said, fix leakage in the hall. That's what he said. Okay. It didn't say roof leakage or nothing like that. Let me rephrase. He said, no, it did say roof damages. Oh, I take that back. It say fix leakage in the hall and damages. And it says drywall and roof damages, fix and deep cleaning. Okay. So, baby, child. Listen, y'all. I hope he submits some pictures. I hope he submits some pictures because you can easily go on. Shut up. I ain't gonna say it, but you can go see on. Let me just say, you can go see online the pictures, the before pictures, okay, to see how it actually looks. When I tell y'all, gorgeous, especially that loft. The master bedroom is a loft. It looked like 2 bedrooms in one. Okay, so I just don't see, like, I'm not saying, that's why I said people getting it misconstrued. Nobody's saying she caused damages to the roof or to the hallway for it to have a leak, but she's liable because she didn't report it. And if she did report it, she didn't submit it. It ain't in none of these receipts that was given to the court. So yeah, no, it's not there. Ain't no pictures there. Ain't no text messages about the roof. None of that. The only thing she did was respond and say, hold up, let me go back. Only thing she did was respond and say, number 4 on her defendant's answer to dispossessory affidavit. She said, denial of damage claim. Defendant denies causing the alleged $12,000 in damages. Defendant demands strict proof, right? Normal wear and tear is not recoverable under Georgia law. And I think that she asked for strict proof because she know that she probably didn't cause no damage to no roof or nothing like that. But that's not the child. It's the fact that you didn't report it, ma'am. You being held liable because you didn't tell him that the roof was leaking. So, because over time, things like that get worse, y'all. Then it causes mold, all of that. So that's an even bigger job. It could have been an easy fix had she would have reported it when she first found out about it. And if she did report it, I cannot stress this enough. She did not submit it with these receipts. Okay? She did not. There's nowhere in there. Ain't no pictures, none of that. Now, we can also leave room and be non-biased and say, well, okay, maybe she might bring it to court with her on the 9th, right? Next month. We'll say that. But I don't see why she wouldn't put in her answer, seeing as how her answer was for them to deny his motion. Why wouldn't she put it there? I mean, I would have submitted all the proof to avoid court. So yeah, I don't think she had that. I don't think she had proof telling him about the ceiling, child. Unless she didn't tell him because maybe she did cause something for it to leak. That's another possibility. Like, oh, let me not say nothing because I'm going to be liable. I don't know. We don't know because we don't know. Leaky ceilings is something that's common. It happens, especially when it's a lot of rain. If you get a lot of rain, if the foundation has like maybe a default in it from the builders, anything can happen. A bad storm, anything. But it's not to say that she's responsible as if she did it. It's to say she's liable because she didn't report it. That's for the ones in the back that don't understand. And when I say, I ain't talking about my supporters because I know y'all get it. I'm talking about the ones that was in my comments, the ones that saying, all you gotta do is read, la, 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 la. Ain't nobody slow over here, baby. Ain't nobody slow over here, period. The fact that some don't understand liability is crazy. So let's take this down. You are liable. If you didn't report it, if you knew it happened, that's just like being an accessory. Think about it. That's a perfect example, y'all. Accessory to a crime. If you know of somebody who robbed a bank, right? And you didn't say anything, guess what you get charged with? Accessory. Even though you didn't commit the crime, you're going to still get charged because you knew. So that's a good example right there. He's being held liable for it because he was unaware. And he could have nipped it in the bud earlier, and it probably wouldn't have been as much. He would have fixed it earlier. What if she would have waited 18 months, never said nothing, and it caused him to have to fix the whole damn roof? You think I'm finna be responsible for that as a landlord? Child, bye. And I ain't even a landlord. Exactly, Ebony. Or if she caused it. Nobody knows. It hasn't been determined. That part ain't been determined, but that's a possibility. It's a possibility. Because my thing is, who gonna withhold some type of proof like that? Who's withholding proof to prove that they text their landlord that the roof had a leak so they don't have to be liable for those damages? Yeah. Make that make sense. All right, let me see what else I got so I could put y'all to bed. So I can put y'all to bed. Okay. They got a couple more. I might do a part 2, y'all. What y'all want me to do a part 2? Because this is a lot. I think I'm gonna do a part 2. So I don't have to read all of this. Because I still want to show y'all the lease and stuff too. To put everything on the floor. And I can't stay up all night. I gotta get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. What I'm gonna do is, since it's almost 2 hours, I'm gonna read this one, y'all, and then in the morning we'll pick up where we left off. I'm gonna show y'all the lease. I'm gonna show y'all dispossessory response, all of that. We're gonna put it on the floor. We're gonna we're gonna do what we do over here and provide the receipts. That way everybody can see them. Now, if you feel like the receipts is faulty, all you gotta do is go and get it from the Georgia website. Don't let me hold you back. Because what Pop ain't finna do is do something that's gonna have liar or, well, I'm gonna have to wear that jacket. We ain't doing that. I will never tell an intentional lie. Okay? We ain't doing that. Ain't nobody trying to hurt her. She's doing that enough on her own, making herself look the fool. Okay? We don't have to add to it. We just go over the receipts, we react to it, And we get a little kiki here and there when it's a kiki moment, but we review the receipts. Like, this is a saga. It's a saga. It had a beginning, and everybody want to see how it ends. So it is what it is. So the landlord then says, you still owe 2 months notice as per lease agreement, and I confirmed with my attorney as per Georgia law binding to lease agreement. You kindly requesting your agreement to lease. You owe 2 months rent, utility bills, and damages. Vacating property is not enough until, as a landlord, I accept. You still own the responsibility. Please abide to the contract. Please share your communication address. That's what's going to get her to y'all. Because she put in her dispossessory response that he didn't properly serve her, the paperwork, to for the court stuff. But he asked for your address right here, and you didn't give it to him. So technically, he didn't have to properly serve you. Because if they can't find you, how they gonna serve you? Even though they did, because shout out to my source. My source did send me another paper tonight while I was on the live, showing that it's basically the sheriff's paper showing how they served her. That's what it is. It ain't nothing too much as far as tea or whatever, but yeah, it's just a little paper showing how they served or whatever. But yeah, he did ask for it. He said, please share your communication address. And I think she know why he said that. I think she know. That means, yeah, we finna stand on business with this and let the courts handle it. And then she decides to send this message again as if it helped her in some type of way. When this is from the first message, y'all, when he told her, you should have told me before, please plan to vacate by 31st August, but still pay rent for August and September, considering you gave short notice. That was a courtesy right there. So she shared that again, sent the screenshot to him as if it helped or something. Like, I don't understand. He said what he said. Like, that was it. So that part kind of threw me for a loop. Like, why did she send that again as if something changed? Even though maybe she sent it because she wanted him to see that, hey, I ain't staying here. I ain't stayed in September, but she wasn't getting. I don't think, that's why I said I don't think she read that lease. And if she did read it, I don't think she understood it. Because it's one thing to read something, and it's another thing to understand / comprehend. And I don't think she got it. Because if we going off of the lease, y'all, he is it's looking more so beneficial for him. Because that lease really protects him. It protects her too somewhat, because I read, but it's more beneficial for the landlord. And to me, rightfully so, because they're the ones who's putting out the investment. So they got the most to lose. So I feel like a lease should protect the landlord more so, because it's their investment. So hey, it is what it is. Oh, so you got to blow your nose? Mama got to give you some medicine. Go blow your nose real quick. I'm gonna give you some Mucinex. I'm gonna get off the line. Huh? Yes, you do. You need to go blow your nose. Go ahead. Cam, go blow your nose. I'm not playing. Go ahead. Because you're going to be, go blow your nose. Or it's going to be worse in the morning. Go ahead. All right, so I'm going to get up off here. Ain't that 2 hours came so fast. What I'm going to do, like I said, in the morning, I'm going to do part 2. Part 2 in the morning, and we're going to finish it off because it's still some receipts left. I'm going to leave them exactly how they are up here so they can stay in order. And because I want to show y'all the lease, and I also want to show y'all the dispossessory response that she sent in, so we can clear that up also. That way everybody can see the receipts. Because why not? Why not show everybody the receipts? That way it ain't no misunderstanding. I ain't just telling y'all anything. Everybody see the receipts so they can see who lying for real. Like, hey, if I'm lying, the receipts are here. Right? So it is what it is, child. We will have part 2 at noon. It might be before noon, Latte. It's probably gonna be before noon. Because I ain't got too much to do tomorrow. So it's probably gonna be a little earlier than that. But anyways, I love y'all. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of the night. Hopefully y'all don't oversleep for work tomorrow, child, or getting them cheering up for school. Sorry about the late. Even though we do nightcaps every blue moon or whatever, but I feel like I had to come correct this because it's one thing to say something completely different on your platform, and it's another thing to accuse another blogger of telling lies on theirs just because you're trying to protect the content or whatever. Like, that's not cool. I don't have to do my content, or my content is not consistent of me dragging another content creator because we disagree about the content. No. I still do numbers, being professional, being peaceful, not dragging nobody, just sticking to the facts and the receipts, and you can still do numbers. Like, that's crazy to me. I just don't get it, y'all. But hey, it is what it is. But I'm always correct the lie because ain't nobody finna be playing with my name like that. Even though I know y'all know what time it is, but still, like, don't do that. You ain't gotta call me a lie just because it look like that person is losing. That's their loss. How is that affecting you? Let her take her loss. If she effed up in a situation, let her take her lick. That's a grown ass woman. Why are we coddling and enabling behaviors? That's why behaviors continue. I know we ain't raising our children like that. So why are we doing it for a grown stranger on the internet? That is blasphemy. But anyways, y'all, I love y'all, and I will be back in the morning. So y'all just wait on. I'm gonna set my thumbnail early, and we gonna finish this off and put this to bed until we get the results from court in October, child. So period. Bye, y'all. Oh, hold on. I forgot about this. Gotta buy my supers, y'all. Thank you, Mo Better. Thank you, Renita, Miss Lolita, Black Knight, Creisha. Even though I read some of them already. Shout out to Miss Jean, 5 months member. She said the people she talks to don't like her. Always bad advice. Thank you, Miss Janine. I read yours already. Thank you, Cindy. Discussion board. Shout out to you, my love. And that's it. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me in this live. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Love y'all. Hush him.
Yeah, you tuned in to Liepac, baby. She don't follow trends, she follow facts. Receipts ready, energy heavy. Let's go, let's go. Lupac, baby, don't play. She speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back. All receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth, got respect on her neck. I-N-D-E, yeah, she grinding with ease. P-E-N-E-N-T, bring in truth to the streets. Go. She don't do drama, she drop data. Scroll the page, now or later. You'll see lies get exposed and the fake get froze like refrigerators. Name ring bells like second line. Speak real, no need to lie. She from the south with a strong surviving. Snakes don't make it out alive. L-U-P-A-C, ain't no faking on the screen. Call a judge, call a jury. She deliver with that heat. You won't clap, but she got truth. No sugar in her speech. Independent, bold and real. This Liepac, baby. Capiche? They scrolling, she exposing. They trolling, she compose. See, Liepac don't just react. She the code was not disclosed. From screenshots to timelines, receipts in real time. You playing checkers, she playing chess. Every move defined. Got that hustle in her bones. No cosign built to own. Views go up when she speak up. This platform here a throne. L-U-P-A-C, baby, don't bend. She speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back. All receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth, got respect